Hey guys, Batman v Superman is almost here, and don't worry because I got you covered. So today I'm going to tell you all how to watch the Batman and Superman movies because maybe there's so many of them out there that some of you don't even know where to start. What Batman Superman movies are connected to this new one that's coming out? Which ones can you avoid? I have good news for you. There's only one movie that you really need to watch to follow this new one. But really, if it's a good movie, it should be able to stand on its own, even without having to watch any of the previous films. That's what makes a real good movie. So hopefully you don't have to, but if you want to, I'm here to help out. So as usual, let's start from the beginning. The first movie I think you should all check out is the Christopher Reeve Superman films, starting with Superman from 1978, and then you want to work on to Superman 2 from 1981. This is the movie with General Zod and his two minions. Then you want to move on to Superman 3. That's the one with Richard Pryor. That came out in 1983. In 1984, there was Supergirl starring Helen Slater. This does not feature Christopher Reeve in the role of Superman, although he kind of briefly appears in a poster. But what really connects this film is Mark McClure, who had played Jimmy Olsen in all the Superman Christopher Reeve films. And finally, in 1987, there was Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, which was the final film in Christopher Reeve's Superman run. And there you go. There's the first batch of Superman movies, which do not connect to any other films. Well, maybe the first two Superman films, but I'll get to that later, yeah. So then after completing those Superman films, you want to move on to the Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher Batman films. Those are the next films that are their own little unit. And those are the 1989 Batman film, 1992's Batman Returns, 1995's Batman Forever, and finally 1997's disaster flick, Batman and Robin. So those Batman films are their own little thing, and the thing that really connects them all is the fact that the actors who play Alfred and Commissioner Gordon are always the same actors. So, and they never really do the origin story again after that in the Joel Schumacher film, so yeah, that's all one little unit. We then move on to 2004 where we get the even more disastrous flick, Catwoman. And this movie is on its own, and for good reasons too. We then move on to 2006 where we get Superman Returns, and this is what I was kind of hinting at earlier, where Superman Returns is actually a loose sequel to the first two Richard Donner Superman films, because it kind of makes reference points to those films. It also has Marlon Brando back as Jor-El. They actually brought him back from the dead to be back in this movie. And yeah, so there you go. Superman Returns is the third movie that we should have gotten, and in my opinion, an underrated film. In 2005, we got Batman Begins. In 2008, we got The Dark Knight, and in 2012, we got The Dark Knight Rises. This is Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, and just like all the other films, this is its own little thing. And Christopher Nolan even gives us a beginning, a middle, and an end. So it even is, once you watch all three of them, you see that it's all self-contained. And I think fittingly so. Finally, 2013, we got Man of Steel. And this is the movie that's actually starting DC's cinematic universe. What do I mean by that? Well, just like the Avengers, how they had to set up Iron Man, Thor, the Incredible Hulk, and Captain America, and then they did the Avengers, Man of Steel is going to be the Iron Man of this franchise. It's starting off the DC cinematic universe. So every DC film starting with Man of Steel will be connected. Now, that doesn't mean you have to watch all the movies, because if DC is smart, DC will make each film their own thing, their own self-contained thing. But if you are paying attention to the overall, movies that they are making, there might be a little Easter egg here and there giving you hints that, hey, this is all in the same world. So then we get Man of Steel, and now we have Batman v Superman, which is the next big step in DC's cinematic universe. And finally, the movie that's actually bringing these two superheroes together. And with that, guys, I'm going to end it here. Those are the Batman Superman films. And if you want to watch any of them in whatever order you want, it doesn't really matter. You can watch them in the order that I told you, because a lot of them don't really connect to each other, except with Man of Steel, which is starting things off now, going into Batman v Superman. And with that, I'm going to end it here. And until next time, take care.